The awakening. They told me the defense system was gone, buried beneath layers of history, forgotten by every record, every satellite, every map humanity had ever drawn. I stood on the edge of the excavation, staring down into the cavernous ruins that stretched farther than the eye could see. The air smelled of iron and old stone, but there was something else, a faint hum that vibrated beneath my feet, subtle and almost imperceptible. All the experts called it dormant. All the drones and scanners confirmed nothing. Yet I felt it before I saw it. Something ancient was watching, waiting. They said Earth's oldest defense system had been mechanical. Vast networks of turrets, missiles, and automated drones designed to fend off any threat from beyond. That was the story we were told. That story was wrong. I descended carefully into the ruins. Shadows clung to the walls like they had weight. I passed rows of what looked like broken machinery, corroded and lifeless. Nothing moved. Nothing hummed. But the deeper I went, the more the air seemed to thicken, as if the space itself was alive. I stopped at a central chamber, where inscriptions ran along the walls in a language I could not read. Symbols glowed faintly under my flashlight, not reflecting light but emitting it. They pulsed in a rhythm I could feel in my chest. Then I heard it. A whisper. Almost a breath coming from the walls themselves. It was not human, not alien, not anything I had expected. It was deliberate, intelligent, ancient. "You are here," it said. I spun around, expecting to see someone behind me. There was no one. The voice continued clearer this time, filling the chamber, vibrating through the floor. "You should not have come." I realized then that the system was not mechanical, not in the way we had imagined. It did not rely on machines or circuits. It relied on awareness, consciousness embedded into the planet itself. A guardian older than humanity, older than recorded history. Something that could see, judge, and act. Something alive. The hum grew louder. I could feel it vibrating through my bones, resonating with my heartbeat. It was awake, and it had been waiting for me. If you think this is just the beginning of a forgotten history, you are right. But what happens next will redefine everything we thought we knew about Earth and its secrets. Subscribe now to uncover the full story. The system is alive, and it is far more intelligent than anyone could have predicted. Humanity has forgotten what protected it. But now the oldest defense is awake, and it is watching. Do you dare to see what comes next? The truth will shock you. The first chapter is only the beginning. The guardian stirring. The deeper I ventured, the more I understood that this was no ordinary system. The walls themselves seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting with a rhythm that matched the hum beneath my feet. The symbols etched into the stone glowed brighter with each step I took, forming patterns that almost felt like a language I could comprehend if I allowed myself to listen. I reached a vast chamber at the center of the ruins. The ceiling stretched impossibly high, lost in shadows, and the floor was etched with concentric circles that pulsed faintly, like the heartbeat of something alive. For a moment I could almost believe I had entered a cathedral, not a defense system, a cathedral built to protect the planet but not by machines. Then the voice returned, clearer this time, resonant and cold. "You feel it." I nodded, though it did not need confirmation. I could feel it. Every instinct in my body screamed that this presence was intelligent, conscious and aware of my intrusion. This guardian had been lying dormant for centuries, waiting for the moment it deemed necessary to act. "Why are you awake now?" I asked aloud, my voice trembling. "Because the world has forgotten," it replied. The walls pulsed in rhythm with its words, as if the stone itself was speaking to me. It was not a threat yet, but the awareness was undeniable. It was testing me, measuring my intentions, calculating whether I was a danger or a mere observer. I stepped closer to the center of the chamber. The hum grew louder, vibrating through my chest and bones. The energy in the room was unlike anything I had ever experienced. It was ancient, conscious, and alive. My instruments read nothing. Scanners, sensors, and drones failed to register it. It was invisible to technology, but undeniable to life. "You are the first human to stand here in centuries," it said. "You see what others have ignored. You feel what others have feared." I swallowed hard, realizing the truth. Earth had never relied on mechanical defenses. Humanity had been under the protection of something sentient, something far older than any civilization, something that had been silently watching, waiting and learning, and now it had noticed me. If you want to uncover the full truth about the world's oldest guardian, what it can do and why it has finally awakened, subscribe to follow the next chapter. What happens next will challenge everything you thought you knew about Earth, about defense and about the forces that silently protect us. Because the Guardian is no longer dormant, and whatever it decides next, humanity will feel its power in ways no technology could ever prepare us for. The truth of the Guardian. The chamber seemed to pulse with life, a rhythm deeper than any heartbeat. The hum had grown into a resonance that filled every corner of the ruins, vibrating through the floor, the walls, and even the air around me. The symbols on the stone glowed brighter, their patterns shifting as if communicating in a language older than humanity itself. I realized I was no longer an observer. I was part of something far greater than I could have imagined. The voice spoke again, calm yet commanding. You see now? I swallowed hard. I did. I could feel it. The Guardian's awareness, its consciousness. It was not mechanical, not a network of automated defenses, not a weapon. It was alive. It had watched civilizations rise and fall, silently observing, learning, protecting. It had been the shield humanity never knew it had, hidden in plain sight within the bones of the planet. Why now, I asked, my voice barely more than a whisper. Because the balance is threatened, it replied. Humanity has forgotten, and what was once a passive guardian now senses instability. I have awakened because the time has come for action. I felt the chamber shift. The floor seemed to ripple under my feet, the glowing symbols stretching and twisting. It was responding to me as much as I was to it. I realized the Guardian could not act without awareness. It required attention, recognition, acknowledgement. That was why it had remained dormant for centuries. And now that I had seen it, it had chosen me as witness, as intermediary. You are not here to control, it said. You are here to understand. Understanding. The word echoed in my mind. I understood that what humanity had called defenses, fortresses, and technology had been nothing compared to this. This was Earth's oldest protection, sentient, patient, ancient, and aware. No missile could replicate it. No automated system could rival it. It had always been there, unseen, living within the planet, a silent guardian ensuring survival long before humans ever existed. And now it had awakened fully. I stepped back, awed. For the first time, I realized the scope of what I was witnessing. The Guardian was not just a defense system. It was the planet's consciousness, an entity older than any recorded history, capable of judgment, action, and choice. If you have followed this journey so far, you are witnessing a secret humanity was never meant to see. Subscribe to uncover what happens next as the Guardian's awakening begins to shape the fate of Earth. Because this is only the beginning. The oldest defense system is alive, aware, and now fully awake. And what it decides next will determine whether humanity is protected or challenged in ways no one could have imagined. The planet had its shield, but the true story of its guardian had only just begun.